Hey, how you doing, guys? Right, so this is going to be what was supposed to be our Christmas pudding tart video, which is going to be a couple of different versions because I understand some of you have had trouble getting tart cases. Also, the tart cases aren't anywhere near as big as I thought they were going to be. They're normally a bit deeper, the ones I've used before. But we will strive to do something fantastic. One of the little ideas I've come up with, which I'm going to text through to you guys as well, is trying to do like a biscuit based, almost like a cheesecake. So we're going to grind up some biscuits and I'm going to do some as little individual kind of muffiny things in a muffin tin. So I've already got a muffin tin and I've lined it with butter and then I've put sugar in there. So we're going to try that. We're also going to do the full size tart. Like I said, my tart's actually a lot thinner. So the amount of mixture that I had is probably going to be more than enough for the tart. So if we do these little bad boys, we should be golden. I'm going to start off quickly by lining these little bad boys and then we'll make the mixture. So here we go. I got my trusty little bad boy, but if you've got a little food mixer or a kind of Kenwood blender or something like that, that'll work. We're not going to add any butter to these. I've got chocolate ones, which I would suggest is probably one of the better versions to use, and we used chocolate ones the other week for one of the cheesecakes. So unless you've all been pigging out on chocolate biscuits, I trust that you may have a few left at home. So a couple of chalky digestives in here, and we're going to get these bad boys ground down. So just in there, and like I said, anything you can use. Failing having any kind of machine that will do it, a bag and a rolling pin to hit with, which also works out at taking out a little bit of frustration. There we go. Nicely ground up. Lovely stuff. So we're going to spoon a little bit of this into each of these. Obviously, if you've got your tart case, this is an unnecessary step, but we are covering all bases. Just one of those spoonfuls in here. Whatever happens, whether you've got a tart base or not, there's probably going to be a bit of excess. It's more than 2 portions, so you can enjoy it for days to come. Let's get that in there about a teaspoon and a half or so into those, and then I'm going to find something with a flat end, so like a whisk or something like that's normally pretty good. Or not, in my case, because they've got bits on there. Here we go, so we've got a nice flat bottom whisk, but anything with a flat round end will work. And we're just going to pound those down slightly. If you wanted to do this as well, the same way as we did last time when we did the cheesecake, we did a lined mould, like a bigger mould, or a springform tin would work really well if you want to do this as the bigger version. It might be a little bit easier to do it like that as well. But there we go, we have our nice little bases done. Next bad boy is going to be getting the mix together. So we have our Christmas pudding that doesn't want to come out. Get this out. Nice clean hands, and we're going to grind this all up nicely. Little note that I forgot, make sure your oven is on at 160 degrees. So you want to get that preheated beforehand, because it'll just take forever if you're putting cold stuff into a cold oven. So we're going to take this, it quite happily will crumble up and fall apart nicely. It's got that kind of graininess to it. Part of the reason that this dish was come up with actually was when I was working for Peach Pubs. We realised that Christmas pudding's a bit shit and a lot of people don't like it. So I was told to make a Christmas pudding tart to see if it was any nicer, and I nailed it first time just because it's me. So yeah, we came up with this. It's a less harsh, it's still got the spice and everything of Christmas pudding, but it's essentially a custard tart that has Christmas pudding through it. So you get that really nice kind of creamy, sweet, set tart kind of texture and flavour that then just has a nice little schmutz of the Christmas cake through it, Christmas pudding through it, not Christmas cake. That would be a different dish. So yeah, so that's what we have. So this is all ground up nicely. Try to make sure there's no massive lumps, but you can have lumps in it. That's absolutely fine. They're just little pockets of flavour. So we're going to wash our hands up quickly. Right, we're going to take 200 ml of cream, and we're going to stick 1, 2, 3 eggs into it. I'm going to stick a tablespoon of sugar, or 3 teaspoons, because that's what I've got right here. The sugar in there. Let me turn this light out a bit. 3 teaspoons of sugar in, and then we're going to whip this up. We're not making whipped cream, we're just breaking those eggs down into there so that we don't have massive chunks of egg yolk. So this is basically just a custard base that goes into this. If you're fans of Christmas pudding as well and you want a little bit before Christmas, you could just half this batch down, because that will probably do you the tart's worth in those little tart cases. But like I said, if you like a little milder Christmas pudding thing, you could make the case, if you've got a case, and then probably knock a couple of these little bad boys out. So that goes into there. And then we just want to mix it through, get everything nicely mixed in, so we've got everything in there. Don't eliminate any big lumps or anything. There's obviously chunks of fruit and things through your Christmas pudding, so you, like I said, it's going to be chunky and lumpy, and you're going to have nice little bits of different flavours going on in there. Here is one Mr. Sainsbury's prepared for me earlier. Worst case scenario as well, if you want to do this another time, you can buy just short crust pastry. I don't think they do a sweet pastry that's roll out, but the little rolls where you just roll them out, line a tin with that. If you line it and let it fall over the edges, it works really easy when you bake it. Put some baking beans into it, blind bake it for about 15 minutes. Check that it's cooked once you take the beans out, and give it another 4 or 5 minutes in the oven at 160, and then you can start from where we are. So you can make your own pastry case. I was trying to make it easier, probably made it harder because everyone struggled to get a case, but we can but try. So all of that mixed in, so it will look a little bit like eggnog puke, I'm not going to lie, but I guarantee you it will taste better than eggnog puke. So we're going to ladle in, making sure we get plenty of the gubbins into our tart case. keep this little bad boy to one side so we can get it nicely mixed around so we get nice amounts of everything through. And then a little bit more of this on top. And then okay, screen, come back on. There we go, I'm back on. Then, like I said, you've got a little extra mix, you can do this, or if this is all you've got, then you're definitely going to do this. We can ladle those little bad boys in there. So here we have our two versions. So little kind of muffin-esque things and our tart. So this bad boy is going to go into the oven about 15 minutes in there. Then hopefully, knock on wood, we have beautifully cooked, fantastic little bits of happiness. So I'm going to chuck those in there now, and then I will see you in a minute. Hello, welcome back. So, as per usual, my timings were wrong because I'm used to using a kitchen oven, which takes a lot less time. So my tart took about 25 minutes. The little bad boys took about 20 minutes. But this is what we're left with. Da, 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 da. So the little ones, cook them, and then what you want to do, let them chill for about half an hour or so, and then pop them out. Because if not, the base, which is there, will all start to stick to the pan if you chill them down too far. With the tart, that just comes out of the oven, and then let it sit for a little bit, and then make sure you store them all in the fridge, or else they might go a bit gammy. So that's about it. So 25 minutes for the tart and 20 minutes for the little ones. Yeah, hope you enjoy. See you all tonight. Bye bye.